morning, Phil. This is Volante. How are you?
Good morning. How are you? I'm so honored that you would have me here.
Thank you, and thank you so much for joining us. Let's just
hmm
get right into it. YouTube. I found you on YouTube. Let's talk a little bit about how YouTube has affected your career.
Oh my gosh, how has it not affected them? Well, it started off with the Trey Songz impersonation, and me and my friends always playing around and just joking or whatever. And so they caught me doing the impersonation and just, whoa. And then so Trey Songz happens to see it, and all he comments is hilarious. And that's when I had like a couple hundred followers on Twitter or whatever. But needless to say, it just blossomed into something great. And I was like, oh my gosh, people love me. So I'm just singing and acting crazy and then just having a good time with my friends. So it was more so about having fun than it was about getting famous and just being myself. And I just so happen to do a lot of things that, people like when it comes to entertainment. So it's just grown and blossomed. It's been about 3.5 years since I dropped that, which seems like a long time, but it's really not, a long time. But I'm thankful to all of my fans that have grown with me along the way.
Wow. So
Mhm.
it sounds like it wasn't really planned. How did you come across YouTube? So it sounds like you just kind of did it and it blew up a little bit.
Right, because a few of my friends are videographers. My friend Steven, who was shooting a video, and my friend DJ, he's actually a trader for Shell, and we just always around each other. We're college friends, and so once he saw it, it just like once it got out and on the YouTube, we had other things on YouTube and Facebook videos and stuff like that. But once it blew up, it was like I was a school teacher, and then people calling me like, Phil, you going viral, and I'm like, okay, what does it mean to go viral? I don't know. So it just kind of happened, and then the World Star, and then the Vibe magazine online, and Hip Hop Week, all this other stuff, and I'm just like, it's still surreal to me to this day. It's just like crazy.
I think you touched on something that's key in entertainment. You sound like you just have a passion for what you do. You wanted to perfect your craft. Your goal was not to get famous, but the byproduct was fame.
Yes, definitely. And I feel like a lot of artists lose sight of that. And I feel like one of my first earlier videos, when I mentioned something, when I said flex on the devil, or or flex on tangible things that many artists hold at high value, like money and like women and like cars and like clothes, and like flex on all of those things which dumb down the passion, which should be, with the passion should be praised, not the money or what comes along with it. So it's just been a crazy experience. It's been a crazy experience. It's been a beautiful experience. And being passionate about what I do is very important to me.
Okay, you touched on flex on the devil. That is definitely on my list. Explain flex on the devil.
Flex on the devil when you are faced with adversity, amen. When you are faced with adversity, when you're faced with problems, you just have to flex your spiritual muscle, your mental muscle, your intestinal fortitude, and you're just going against haters, if you will. Your boss getting on your nerves. You're having a good day, came into work, had your coffee, you don't nut. He come and slap some papers on your desk, don't tell you thank you for doing your work, nothing like. You got to flex on the devil because you got to keep the job. You got to work with a smile. You got to be passionate about what you do, so you have to flex your spiritual muscle, and just and stay positive. It's a positive thing. So through that movement, we're getting ready to relaunch that movement on February 1st, the whole Flex on the Devil movement. So people stay in tune on Mr. Phill Wade on Instagram and YouTube and Twitter and whatever else, and I'll be giving more details on how people can get there, be a part of the Flex on the Devil movement.
Yes, I love that, flex on the devil,
Yeah.
because, you kind of say it at the end of your videos, which kind of leads me into your branding.
Mm-hmm.
You have a very unique branding that seems very planned and very organized. Where did you come up with your whole style, the little character, the drawing of you, your logo, the flex on the devil, the sequence at the end of your videos? All of that is very tightly woven.
Yeah.
So how did that develop?
Man, I'm just blessed with a lot of friends. I have to give a shout out to my school, HBCU, Prairie View A&M University, and a lot of my cameras, videographers and graphic designers, web designers, all that stuff. People come from Prairie View. That's a friend of mine His name is David, King David Butler, and he designed a lot of that idea along with another friend of mine, Kirby Mack. They actually collabed and designed that for me, and it's just a mixture of the things that I love, and I guess they had inspiration from my personality because I'm full of color, I pop, and some people refer to me as a cartoon, like, because I'm just like,
real life cartoon.
I'm a real life cartoon. It's everybody's dream. So that's basically where it comes from. I'm just blessed to have a core group of people around me that are just dope to the fullest.
That comes across in your videos, even the interaction with the musicians. You can feel that spiritual flow and connection. With the music and the comedy, is there one that you prefer over the other? Do they work and do they flow together? How does all of that develop for you?
Oh my gosh, talk about the crazy line that an artist has to choose, i.e. Jamie Foxx. He was a musician first, and then he went off and did his comedy thing because he knew the comedy thing was going to make him pop. But fortunately and unfortunately for me, I started off doing the comedy thing with the Trey songs, but I also came back with my next video of me singing seriously. So I'm just glad to be in a position to where people accept me and allow me to spread my wings and fly. So when I drop my new web series, which has comic based, which is comedian based and things of that nature, people accept it. People are receiving it well as far as a promo. When I drop my real music, people receive it. So I have fans on both sides. I can't say I love one more than the other because it's me. I can't separate myself. It's kind of hard for me to do that. And so when the time comes and I get hit with that $1 million deal or whatever the case may be, maybe then I'll choose. But as of for right now, I'm just like seeing what God has planned for me and just continue to work hard. And when I have to pick which road I have to go down, I'll pick then. It's just kind of difficult right now.
So we're talking to the next Jamie Foxx. I remember all the way back to the Wonder Girl days on In Living Color. So, so you have some exciting things coming up this year. Let's start with do you have something going on with the All-Star Games?
Yeah, something going on with the All-Star Game. I will be hosting a party bus with a bunch of friends and a bunch of Houstonians and people in the surrounding area that want to come out and just have a good time for All-Star Weekend. It's going to be a glorified experience. I just love entertaining, just having a good time with friends, fans, and family. And that's going to be going down actually on Valentine's Day weekend, and that's coming up in New Orleans. That's where I'll be going. So I can't wait for that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Wow, that sounds wonderful. And also a new album, Hip Soul album. Let's talk about that.
Hip Soul, my goodness. Hip Soul is I'm not the first person to say hip soul or use that term, but I don't believe anybody is claiming themselves or branding themselves. Branding is so important, like you were talking about, branding themselves as a hip soul artist. So myself and King Henry are developing a sound has a hip hop flair to it as far as the musicality is concerned. And I may spit a verse every now. I may feel my little rapper phase come out of me, but it's also that soul, which is R&B, jazz, R&B, gospel, soul, neo soul infused, and you feel that in the presentation of my lyrics. So we blended it together to call it hip soul, and we're really going to press this. Branding is important, keeping that, busting that lane wide open. So definitely, I have a single also out on iTunes already, the first single from the project that we will be putting out in February, entitled Good Intentions. You can find it on iTunes. Please support. It would be greatly appreciated. Smile.
Oh, wow, yes, we will have to go download Good Intentions. And also, you have the bow tie line.
Yes. Bow tie line, which will be revolutionary. I can't say too much about it, but just promise to stay tuned. It's like no other bow tie. It's not like the two-sided. It's not like the four-sided. It's not like that polka dot. I'm beyond. I'm thinking further into the future. So I can't wait to give you guys a glimpse. It's called the Wade and Hawkins bow tie line. Also in partnership with another one of my friends one of my colleagues that I went to school with, and Wade and Hawkins bow tie line. Please remember that. You can still find that, still be updated by that on my social media social media devices and things of that nature. So I'm excited about it nonetheless.
Oh, we'll be
Can't
looking
wait for it.
forward to it. And it's launching
Yeah.
just in time for prom and wedding season and all that
Yes,
good stuff.
yes. It'll be perfect, perfect, perfect.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about the industry itself. You seem to be pretty grounded and have a handle on what's going on. What has been your greatest challenge in the entertainment industry, and how did you overcome it?
It's I haven't overcome it yet.
Mm.
It's a work in process, and as far as this actor, comedian, and then musician thing, and defining yourself as a musician and wanting to be taken seriously in your craft, I can understand the frustration that many other artists. I'm sure I'm not the only person that's going through this, but just to be accepted and not be put in a box. That's something that everybody, even new artists, when they drop a fire album and they come out the next time and the people want the old, artists that, they first fell in love with, not allowing that artist to evolve. So getting outside of the box, breaking down barriers is something that's something that'll never be satisfied in a certain regard. So you have to keep pushing the limits. That's my goal all the time, to keep pushing the limits. And I really feel like even in my new web series, Job Haters, which is the name of it, I don't think I mentioned that. It's called Job Haters. And even in pushing myself as an actor to get outside the box and not to do that type of comedy that's kind of like, no disrespect to Keenan and Kel or to the hood comedic type of African American things that you see on YouTube. I want to break away from that and show that I can be more, more than what people assume, and to break down barriers. That's every artist goal, is to break down barriers and try to evolve as an artist and grow. So that's something that's never going to end. But hey, it's worth the struggle. So I'm here to work.
And you just touched on something with demographics. The latest comic to join the SNL team, the lady, the comment that was made to her was that she needed to be more funny than she is black. And it caused quite an uproar, but it kind of goes along with what you said. You are a comedic talent, and it's not restricted to black. So let's talk a little bit about how demographics plays a role in this industry, in terms of being typecast, the kind of roles you get, the kind of success you have, the kind of acknowledgement you get. How is that playing a role?
It does take a superior amount of planning and strategy. People are attracted to what they see. So in my casting, I have people from all different races to not show neglect or, ignorance or anything in that regard. So people are definitely immediately attracted to what they see. So I'm mindful of that. I'm mindful of the way that myself and the director and writer, Joseph Elmore, I'm mindful of how we plot and how we write the script and how we provoke laughter and provoke thought and things of a certain nature. My actions as a character, how I stretch myself as an actor and as a comedian, how I make people laugh. It's so strategic to the point where it's almost a headache. That's why it takes practicing of your craft and not just, you can't be one-dimensional. You can't be one-dimensional if you really want to be an actor who has some type of longevity in the game. Right. And so that's what I'm always striving for. I'm always mindful of how I would like to be perceived. If you want to do that type of comedy, more power to you, do it and get as much as you can out of it. More power to you. But that's for me and myself and the people that I work with. We're always trying to grow and satisfy and not satisfy, but just definitely prick the hearts of the masses. Either we're going to make you love us or you're going to hate us. The problem is when you have no reaction to us, that's a problem. But we really want people to either really love us or if they don't really love us, have some type of emotion. So we're just trying to affect everybody. I think that's the goal at the end of the day.
Oh, I love that. Make some kind of impact.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Thank you for all of the insight. Do you have anything else you want to share about Phill Wade TV, music, comedy, Bowtie Line? web series, everything.
Yes, everything is going on. Just be on the lookout for jobhaters.com, the new web series coming out. And I also have another web series that I'm already casting for, based on my Reverend Cleopas Wade character with the Jerry curl and all that. I'm working on that as well. And the new Hip Soul album, the music is coming soon. Just stay tuned in to Mr. Phill Wade. If you'd like to book me for anything for that regard, to do anything live, because I love performing live. Oh, Lord, yes, I do. The energy is always great. So book me at bookphilwade@gmail.com, and I'll gladly respond. And just looking forward to great things in 2014. It's going to just explode. And thank you for having me once again.
And thank you so much for joining us.